Hello and welcome to another Six Sages Gaming Deck Spotlight. I hope you guys are ready to turn up the heat because we are going to be bringing you this Palom Party or Mono Fire list that did well recently at a Japan Masters event. Red Mage Matt has been having a lot of fun with it, so I want to highlight it for him on the channel. And really, it's just a great deck to get other people into the game with. Generally speaking, teaching people with mono element decks are the best tools. So, sleeve up mono fire, mono lightning, mono water, and mono earth. And it really gives you a bunch of different unique play styles to go with and gets people into the game and a very basic understanding of how each element works. So this version, again, that we've codenamed Palom Party, is all about the Palom package and the other ping effects that Red does have. So without further ado, let's get into it. So Baby Palom, or the one-drop version, is the one that you always want to see early. Yes, it is only a 1000 power forward, which can be a little lackluster on the page, but let me assure you that this gets in work. Being able to ping something for 2000 damage on attack, which, hey, it's going to be killing some black chocobos, or just being able to combo with Ifrit and then being able to go into the 3-drop Palom to hit something else for 7k is going to do amazing work for you. So often you get to play this guy on, say, turn 2, discard an Ifrit from your hand on turn 3, get to burn out 2 of your opponent's forwards, and have a 6k body still on the field. It is absolutely amazing when you pull this off. And then lastly, the newest introduction we have is the 4-cost Palom. And I think Matt did ultimately increase this up to 2 in the list that he was using in our dual series, but we wanted to keep it original to the Japan list and kind of go through their choices as well. And this really helps out against those water matchups where they have Minwu, where your ping effects aren't as strong, and that extra 1000 damage makes all the difference. And of course, that meteor effect where you get to do 6000, 4000, and then 2000, which again you can upgrade by using either the summoner or by Palom's base effect, is going to increase it by 1000 anyways. There are ways to get around Minwu or other difficult forwards, so this is all about helping you remove those forwards that might be giving you a little bit of difficulty, or just helping you trade up into a better Palom and out-tempo them with that effect. Of course, what is a good red deck without Vivi? This is a card that I was definitely not sold on originally, but after having Matt just whop me with it, that first effect is really all that you need. Being able to kill something and just have a body left in the field is going to always be great. Zidane, of course, partnering very well with Vivi because you get to play Vivi, kill something of theirs, and it's going to reduce the cost by Zidane. And we all know by playing Zidane as much as we have now, that difference between 2 and 3 is absolutely huge. And it definitely helps him being a 7k because it works with our backup Selphie. So for all the red decks going forward, there's some people that want to use the starter Vivi. That's another alternative. I really personally like Legend Vivi, how he stacks up right now. But I think at the end of the day, you want to include these 6 cards, so 3 of some Vivi and 3 of Zidane, because it just gives you a little bit more of a draw engine in mono fire, and again, Zidane is just great at 7k power by himself. But who is really the big beater in this deck, the absolute Fire Lord himself, if you will? Emperor Xande, being able to deal 9000 damage when he leaves the field can definitely leave your opponent in a tough position. And he gets to burn your opponents for 5000 one of their forwards anytime he attacks. So again, this entire deck is built around the Baby Palom. It has Ifrit for cheap removal. It's all this incremental damage that you can add up for huge tempo plays. And the Emperor, of course, himself being the best option for you. And he's just a 9k body again. So most situations, he's going to be able to kill something if they choose to block and trade with it, and he's going to deal 9000 damage to something else. He absolutely is the biggest powerhouse in your deck, and you always want to see him. I think as we get more cards for Fire in the future, this is still going to be a great card, and it's one that we very strongly recommend picking up. He absolutely makes the deck work. And then, of course, what is red without its other aggressive forwards? So we have 3 of Gladiator. For each backup your opponent controls, gains plus 1000 power. Matt absolutely loved this card in the mono water matchup, or any deck that wants to just flood the field with their backups, which is also going to be, water, wind, water, all those variants. So being able to play a 2-drop 8000 in this case, because we don't play LeBeau, is wonderful value. And of course, maybe we just need a little bit more ping in the deck or other ways to trade up when needed. We have Firion, the 4-drop AK, coming into play, getting that extra damage off Palom, or helping Palom trigger, or again, even being able to play him and then attack with the Emperor Xande is great value for killing a 9k. A lot of different battle tricks you can do there. A card that I've always loved is Rubicante. It's a 4-drop 9k, which is already great. It's definitely under that power to cost ratio in the favorable way. And yes, it is going to activate all of your opponent's forwards when he attacks. Now again, just attack them less, that's perfectly fine. But what I love is barrier shift. So many times you're able to put your opponent in a position where you have just one backup up and you have another copy in your hand, and they're going to have to Odin Rubicante. It is just a problematic forward that a lot of decks have a problem with, just being a 9k. And that barrier shift is always going to be daunting. So having that fourth copy of Rubicante in the deck certainly helps. But not only that, at the 6-drop, Rubicante is insane as well. Now, you really don't want to play it until you have 4 other fire backups, so that is also a 4-drop 9k, but that Inferno ability is just absurd. And again, whenever he is blocked, choose one forward opponent controls, deal with 5,000 damage. So again, you're seeing all these powerful burn effects that fire is known for and can really help smooth out some of your plays. Your opponent will not be able to play these low cost forwards without being worried about them immediately being removed by one of your many burn effects. And of course then, what other burn effects are there in the deck? Well, we have these summons. Ifrit and Brynhildr have become fire staples. There are some people who have used even Bahamut Fury for the discard effect if you get stuck with a Zidane in your hand. That's fine too. But this deck decided to go 3 Ifrit and 3 Brynhildr. And then if you watched our duel series, Matt loved his one of Bahamut. I would love to see a second Bahamut in this list personally. The card is just still very well positioned right now. And honestly, dealing 10k to 2 things is going to be great. It's either going to win you the game on the spot, as it should, or it can help you catch back up into a game that you might not have otherwise had an option to in red. So Bahamut all around, another great card from Opus 1. And then we're going to get into the backups to wrap it up with. So 3 1-drop Evoker. Not that exciting, but it does help smooth out some of your draws, and being able to play a Evoker on turn 2 after you played a backup turn 1 just helps you keep more cards in your hand, which can be extremely relevant going against those heavy ice discard decks, which a lot of people have been a fan of lately. So Evoker is probably here to stay in this list. Maybe you can cut it to 2, but it definitely has its role in this. And when we have things like Black Mage and Summoner, which you'll see on the next one, we want to be able to recover our backups as quickly as possible. So having those Evokers really do help. 3 of Selphie, one of my favorite backups in the game currently, being able to give something plus 2,000 power on attacking. So again, Zidane being a 7k going to 9k, extremely relevant here, and just helps get a little bit more value out of Zidane when you really need it. Then we have 3 of Red Mage, arguably still one of the best backups, if not the best backups in the game. Red Mage forcing one of your opponent's guys to not block. It's been good since Opus 1. It's going to continue to be a great card in a 3 of staple in fire decks. And then 2 Black Mage for when we just need a little bit more damage, dealing 4,000, or if we want to save it for being able to threaten a trade up for 4,000, if we want to get rid of one of our Paloms, for example. It already did its job, we can block, and then Black Mage for a total of 10k. It helps out with some of the damage numbers that we need there. As I had mentioned, we have 2 of the Summoner that increases all damage by 1,000. So again, this combos very well with Palom, the 4-drop version, and then all your other ping effects. So potentially, if you really need it to, you have it out in your deck that you can make a Ifrit summon, for example, a 2-cost 8,000 damage. So there's a lot of things in the deck that you have to think about. What summons could I draw? What ping effect value could I hit? What's going to be the most value for my turn? And Summoner and Palom really, again, help that matchup out so much when your opponent has Minwu. A Singleton Black Waltz 2, just really cute for the EX burst ability. I haven't been too impressed with it based on this deck is a little bit more backup focused than some of the other ones that you can play, but it is another ping effect that can be very helpful. Then we have Irvine, 3-drop, great tempo play by itself, deal 6,000 to something when you play it. It has killed a number of problematic forwards that have been timed very well. So another card that not a lot of people were excited about early on, but has certainly been getting more and more of a place lately, and it matches up very well against the Chocobo deck that a lot of people are playing currently. And then lastly, we have Tellah, just a great utility card for red, just that deals 9k, and it breaks itself, so you can run 2. Maybe you need to see one early, kill something for 9k, play another one, kill another thing for 9k. It's just a great removal spell when you're already heavy on other red backups, so why not include it? So that is the list. We really hope you guys will give it a try. If you guys saw our duel series, it was an absolute beast to play against the Chocobo deck. It just tore it apart, and he did win one game on camera. The Chocobo deck with it, but I think ultimately their overall record with playing those matchup is like 19-1 in favor of mono red. But again, the most important thing about this is we're going towards pre-release. We're going to hopefully have some more events. The New York event is this weekend. California will have something in December that there's rumored to be. We really just want to get more people into the game, and mono element decks are absolutely the way to do it. So I really hope you guys will give Palom Party a try and give it to one of your locals to say, hey, if you want to learn how to play, I'll give you a mono element deck. I'll take one, and we can talk through it. So thank you so much for watching, guys. We really hope you liked the video. You can help us out by hitting that like button. Comment down below what deck you would like to see next. We'd love to hear your feedback on kind of what else you'd like us to cover for deck spotlights. And of course, subscribe for future Final Fantasy trading card game content. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next 6 Sages Gaming deck spotlight. Have a good one. And this video made possible thanks to the Patreon support of viewers such as yourself. Thank you to our honorary sages.